Um, so this morning I was working with the like create an issue automatically kind of thing, and I figured out a little problem with it, and that is the comments. If you go to a different page, that is an asynchronous request or AJAX call. So it works on the first page. I need to fix that icon, by the way, but then if you open another page, it doesn't work anymore. So we need to fix that. We need to hook into that somehow, either in the original event or somehow like keep an eye on the content or something. I'm sure that must be possible. So I think the simplest way I can think of doing this is to just watch for DOM changes. Google agrees. Mutation observer. We use the DOM tree designed as a replacement for the ultimate mutation events feature, which is part blah 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 blah. Create an observer instance linked to the callback function. Yeah. Okay. Well, that should work in theory. So, what is the parent element of this thing? The header, this is my field. I guess this is going to be it. That has a very specific ID that probably changes. So I just want to look at that one. Comment thread, comment container. That feels like it's going to be what changes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we should probably take this out into a different script then. That we're not using anymore. Yeah. So this is going to be function create buttons. And that's going to happen on an element, which is going to be basically that one. So now we can call it on a specific element, and then everything else just basically remains the same, but we're just calling it on one specific comment thread, comments, holder, thingy, whatever. What was it called? Comment thread, comment container, that one. So what we want to do is we want to get a reference to that first. So const comment container equals document get element by class name, annoyingly. That's the class name, and then we need to get the first element of that because this is an array of 1. We need 2. That is something completely different. So we have the target. Let's do this stuff. Just copy paste it. We can always edit it. Config. This is going to be our mutation watcher config. The callback. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna care about this. So I'm going to say the callback is just going to be that function, and then it will have to deal with it itself. So that does mean that we cannot actually use this one. Container. That'll do. Create buttons will be our callback, and our target node is comment container, and we're never gonna stop. Hey there, Adolf. You live in Europe, right? Because I mean, I always assumed you're German. I think I found out later that you're not actually. But oh, you are. Okay. Well, somebody else I think turned out to be Austrian, which was a nasty surprise. But I live like what up, Bernias? I live like 15 minutes away from Germany. I can hang low. We often get our fuel and cola and meat, other stuff there. How are you not used anymore? Oh, you're not in the top scope anymore. You need to be in the top scope. Okay, so theoretically this should work. We're observing this container, observing it to see if anything changes. If it changes, we do our create buttons routine again, and then we just... I mean, honestly, we don't need that. We just go back to document, and that way it always works. Yeah, that should be fine. I still need to figure out where to get the image from, or if that's even possible. Otherwise, I'll just have to put it on whatchamacallit, one of the image hosting sites, but that shouldn't be a massive issue. I'm not sure when this will fire. Like, will this fire for the initial, this mutation observer for the initial rendering? So I may have to manually call create buttons once, but let's find out. Wow, that's it's gonna be harsh. I used to do night shifts at the post office and package sorting facility. I don't mind night shifts. I just mind the switch back and forth. So if I'm doing a week night shift, that's fine. But then the weekend, when I have to switch back to like a normal schedule, I'm completely broken. But I don't do night shifts anymore, so that helps. Okay, let's see what that does. Oh, for anybody who doesn't know what I'm working on, yeah, so it's not working immediately, and it's also not working after a refresh, so that's kind of annoying. I am working on a way to get... Also, I just realized that what I'm doing would end up in an infinite loop because I am myself also changing the DOM. So it would add the buttons, and then the DOM would change, and then would add the buttons again. So that's probably not a brilliant idea. I'm working on a way to add a Chrome extension to add a little button here, which says like add an issue to GitHub based on this message. Because I was getting tired of manually creating GitHub issues for that kind of stuff. And yes, I'm aware this is complete overkill and nobody actually needs that, but hey, fuck it. Gotta learn something new every day. So this is not firing for some reason. just check if it's getting created at all. If that one is correct, and see from there. Oh, we did get errors. Config is not defined. Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Sometimes I am an idiot because I call this mutation watcher config. I am too used to TypeScript and actually getting warned of these kinds of things that I don't notice it anymore. Alright, so it has the command container, it has the observer, and now it's complaining that element isn't defined, and that is absolutely utterly correct. I was wondering, I thought I used it multiple times, and there we go. So this will be command container. It can just be document. This is, yeah, it has to be document. That would never have worked. Reload once more. This is all Steam stuff. This is the harmony icon that never works. Apparently that's for the course policy. That's just annoying. And this is still not working. If I go to a different page, it crashes. Yeah. So this is what I kind of suspected. It's now stuck in an infinite loop, probably. So, this is probably cheating as fuck, but I can disconnect and then reconnect in the end. Observe. Mutation watcher config. This feels cheesy as fuck, but it should theoretically work. Because it would disregard all of the changes that I am actually making myself here. And then it would just reconnect on the end. That also means that I don't have to connect it there. And instead I'll just call it the first time. Just call it once. Because I need to do it initially when it loads up anyway. Are you ever going to let me close you? Nope. Gonna have to do it the hard way. It's like spot the one that keeps upping its memory usage. Alright, that's still not working, but that's fine because we still have to reload it. And now it should work. Apparently no. No, that's the whole point, Odyssey. That's what I used to do, but it doesn't need to only run once. It needs to run every time this page is, when you go to a different page, it uses Ajax to refresh that. So I need to run it whenever that content gets refreshed. But now I'm just breaking it from the start. How is that? Why is that? Is that because... Okay, I don't understand what is going on here, but let's say I stop this. So we're never actually starting it. I mean, we're starting this one, but... Yeah, a little bit right off. I mean, I would hardly call it scraping. It's running in the website. So it's not like I'm scraping over comments and doing it automatically. Why? What's the problem? Besides this particular obvious problem. Right, so that's working again. And I have my button again. I really need to fix that icon. But now if I go to a different page, I don't have my button anymore. Really? Why? I mean, don't tell Valve, but this is how my find link mod bot on Reddit also works. And that is actually scraping. It's not like it's not a spider crawler or something that is continuously checking if there are new comments and making issues out of them. This is an on-demand button, like you click it and then it creates an issue. I hardly doubt they're going to see that as problematic. But then again, I have no idea how litigious Valve is. Hmm. Do you have any examples of them being having a problem with that? I mean, the mutation observer is definitely the way to do this. I just... Brilliant. Stupid hacks. Alright, I guess I just need to be a little bit more specific and listen to my specific event. So let's dig into this mutation observer a little bit more. This is all ancient. I mean, there's nothing they can do to stop me, Adolf. I mean, they can change the. I mean, they can force me to stop the bot if they wanted to, and I would have to take it offline, and that would suck, and that's annoying. I mean, this, if I want to keep using this as an extension, there's nothing they can do to stop me doing that. I mean, they can stop me distributing it if they wanted to, but I can still use it myself, which is the main point of the exercise. So. Okay. Okay. So what if we remove all of that and set sub3 to false? Gonna comment this out for a little bit, and we're going to remove that, and this is going to go back here. So we're turning on the observer forever again, and for now we're just going to I'm just going to see what this prints out, and what this gets, and when it gets it. Well, I would have to add this in back into to actually see when it gets it, but I see. But what do you think I'm actually doing here? Because it's a browser plugin that just adds a little button. I mean, the Steam, this thing, like extended Steam, whatever, also still exists. And that does a hell of a lot more. Here, enhanced Steam. Well, apparently it doesn't exist anymore. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but that actually alters, first of all, it alters the Steam website, which in ways are much more intrusive than what I'm doing. And it actually gives information to, it also provides extra information about their competitors' prices. So, I mean, I would say that is a much larger problem for Valve. And, well, apparently it's kind of gone at the moment, but it has been around forever. found Steam still around. But if they can't disallow that, then they can't disallow what I'm doing. Why would they? Based on what? What am I doing? I mean, the bot, I understand. That would be... I mean, if they really wanted to do that kind of thing, they could say this is programmatic use of like the interface and whatever, and that's wrong. That's terrible. I mean, it's not, but... So it's not firing anything at all now? That was working. The config is just sub-tree now. Command container is this command thread command container. Yeah. I mean, again, with a search bot, I understand because there is actually a public search API and that would work. I don't really see... I mean, this is literally meant as... There's no way I could have done this with the API. I mean, I would always have to scrape a little bit. Because I have to inject it into the page that I'm actually looking at. So first of all, I need to know what I'm looking at. So I would have to get that information. And then, yeah, I could send an API request to get the same information that is already on the page in order to then inject it into the page. But I don't really see how that would help or make sense. I'm confused why you're now not firing anymore. Are you now not firing on anything? I need to know what the full documentation for that damn thing is. Using to an area of mutation record object describing each change to the current and the mutation observer which develop the callback. Target observer init options. Okay. Area specific error isn't included. To all attributes are allocated. Okay. To the value of attributes on the node or nodes being monitored. No, I don't care. To monitor the target node and if submitted for its descendants for the addition of new child nodes or removing existing child nodes. Right. So I do need child list. Just don't need subtree. Yeah, fair enough. It is actually telling me this stuff, I just don't see the error messages quickly enough. I don't think I need to explicitly set subtree to false because that is where it defaults at. It's just that the, yeah. The target node. Alright. I mean, frankly, having this in a separate config doesn't really make sense either. There we go. My kitten just came to say hi. I keep pressing Ctrl-Shift-B to build it and expecting something to happen. Okay, it's running the first time. It's not running the second time. So it's possible that his whole diff is just getting replaced. So the element I'm watching just gets removed. I don't think so, though. I'm probably just looking one too high. I probably should be looking at comment thread comments. Nope, don't need to press Ctrl-Shift-B. Alright, the first one is triggering. Second one is triggering. Awesome. And then we can see the mutation records, and that's saying there's a child list and a new attribute or whatever. Stuff got removed and stuff got added. I mean, I could make the changes directly in there, I think. Yeah, it was. I changed it to comments now, and that seems to work. Alright, that's added in our button, and it hasn't crashed the tab. And if we go to another page, that also adds in our button. I just realized that the buttons, they look like they're hovering in the top right. They are actually not. At least I think that they're pushing the rest of the text to the left, which is kind of weird. Author, text. Is that hitting in the author? Yeah. Why is that a thing? Well, don't particularly care. Okay, I need to tweak that icon. So apparently I can't just access this with basically a relative link, which makes perfect sense, to be fair. I just need to figure out how to Chrome extension image in content script. Basically, yes. Okay. So got one. This is done. You don't care about that. Yeah. Right. Theoretically, that should work. And that's github.png, because that is my icon. Not exactly pretty. It'll do. I need to add that to the manifest. Making a profit bots. I think that's old. Oh. Mm-hmm. 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 We'll get an error message if it doesn't work. So this should work. Runtime get URL. They don't say anything about having to put it in the manifests, but maybe I should have a look over there. I need to add icons. Web accessible resources was a thing that they were talking about, so let's have a quick look at that one as well. Yeah, I'll just add the one icon in as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I do need to make them accessible. Fair. Web accessible. Too much typing. Accessible resources and well, just github.png, really. And we'll have an icons with a single PNG. refresh that. Do you? Right, okay, it's doing it. I don't like the icon. We do have the correct icon here. I want a white icon, or at least like grayish, to kind of match what is going on the other side. I'll probably leave that one like it. Yeah. I mean, the other one next to it is a kind of like grayish with black details. So just make it grayish. That will be fine. I was very lazy and I got this from Icon Finder. And I think I just used this one. Although this one does look kind of better. Right. We will make you a custom size 32, 32. No, apparently that's not the way this works. I worked with you before, why are you being annoying now? I can just do it this way, I think. Are you? Oh no, you're the other one. No, yeah, no, never mind, I do have to use you. Light grayish. Okay. Can I give you like a border? Working with fill and stroke color. There is a stroke. Yeah, there you go. Stroke. 2. Nah, probably more. Like 10 or something, at least. Are you doing anything? No. Not seeing it too much, but it's probably because you're the stroke color. There you go. Boom! In your face. I think that might be okay. I just realized that I'm doing an inverse cutout kind of thing now. But let's see what it looks like and then can move on from there. Call that inverse. Manifest, you need to be inverse. The other one is fine. This script needs to then also go for inverse. Extensions, reload. And let's go for one more time. Did I just close the whole thing? Ah, damn it. Lots of messages. You know what? That's good enough. It's really not, but I'll fix it at some other time. Okay. Well, let's call that finished. I need to go see a dog about taking another walk, I think, because he's being restless. Yeah. Might be back tonight. Possibly not. I don't know. Thank you very much. See you guys later.